Hello, hello, hello. 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 Good to see you. If you've been coming to these classes, I'm in a different room in my house. No moon back there, but we do have a big giant bass. My husband plays upright bass, and my son. Hi. Hi, Mike. Hi. Hey, Jake. So, welcome. We're going to get started in just a little bit. Some of you might be wondering, how could we possibly have this many outfits that say Pilobolus on them? But we do. That's what happens when you work for Pilobolus for 20 years. I might start digging out some of the archives and find some old stuff. And, I'm not making any promises, but there might be a chance for you to get some of your own Pilobolus gears coming up soon. That's a little hint. But I'm going to try to, I haven't repeated yet, so I'm going to try to keep it up with all the different stuff. All right, so we're going to get started. Today's balance. I really urge you to do what's right for your body, whether that's staying seated or holding on to something the whole time, or if you are super mobile and you need a challenge, amp it up. Go for it. I'm trying to make this accessible for all different ranges. So I'm going to move back into the seat. You can sit on your couch. You can sit in a chair, whatever feels comfortable. Feet on the floor, though, sitting forward. Relax for a second. Close your eyes. Take a big breath in. Let it go. One more big breath in. Let it go. Next time you breathe in, let your head lift up, chest lifts up. Let it go. Head and chest can roll down. You can kind of round over your legs. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift up. And come down. You can go as much as you want to. This next time, if you want to, you can go up higher. Arms could reach up any amount. And come down. You could go down further if you wanted to, coming down over your legs. One more time. Big breath in and up. And come down. Come back up to your seat. Reach forward towards me. And come back. And do that again. Reach out. And come back. Two more. One more. Good. Let's take a little twist. One of your hands, doesn't matter which one, crisscrosses over to the opposite knee. Sit up and look back over your shoulder. And back through the center, same thing. Other hand, cross to the opposite knee. Look over your shoulder. Back to the center, a little side bend, reach up and over. I'm kind of holding on to the seat of my chair. And up. And reach up and over. And up, especially for those of us who've been sitting at a computer all day. I want you to bring your hands up, kind of like cactus arms. And I want you to pull them back, using those muscles of between your shoulder blades. Pull them back and then release. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see that as well. So you're here, and then pull them back. I'm not pushing my chest forward. I'm just trying to move just my arms, activating those muscles between the shoulder blades. They get kind of overly stretched when we're rounded in front. And let it go. All right, let those arms down for a second. Let's turn on the feet. In my Facebook camera, I can't see my feet, so I'm going to pick it up. You can have your foot just dangling on the floor. Circle your foot around one way and go around the other way. I want you to spell your first name with your toes. So you can go like, for me, it's E, M. You can do cursive. I don't care. I, L, Y. All right. Same thing, other leg. Circles one way. You can also do this on the floor, right? If you don't want to pick your leg up. And the other direction. Spell your name. I challenge you to do it backwards. That is a fun fact about me. I can actually write backwards really well, and I can write forwards and backwards at the same time. So fun fact while we're spelling our names with our toes. Excellent. Let your feet come down. I want you to just do this little wiggle your toes out, heels out, toes out, and then come back in. So it doesn't really matter if you match me or not. Out and in. One more. We're going to stay out. Lean forward, elbows on your shins, kind of like you're really getting into a conversation here. Yeah. And then I want you to lift one arm up, leave the other one down, kind of turn your chest to the side. And then bring it back down. Same thing, other direction. And bring it down. And then go all the way. You might be able to just lean a little further forward. You might be able to take your hands down to the floor. You can let your head go. And then roll it all the way back up. We're going to do one more little exercise in our chair. Bring your legs back together. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see how I'm setting up. So this time I'm going to lean back in my seat. My legs are going to go out. I'm going to lift one knee at a time, a little march step. All right, so this is level 1. Level 2 is feet are hovering off the floor, so my foot is not there. Level 3, maybe go a little faster, like you're riding a bicycle. All right. 5, so this is turning on all your core. 3, 2, 1. Good. Feet come down. Move yourself back to the front of your chair. We're going to do our little stand up and sit downs. So all I'm doing, I'm going to shift my weight forward. Shoulders come over my knees. Come up out of the chair and stand all the way up. And then I'm going to do the same thing coming back down. If you are worried about it, use your hands. Check and make sure the seat is there. I'm going to do that same thing again. I'm going to show some other options. I could use my hands on my lap to help me get up and come back down. You don't need that help. Reach your arms forward or take them forward and up with you as you come up to the top. Next time we go down, I want you to hover, hesitate, stop right before you get there. Ooh, somebody put a whoopee cushion in your seat. You're not going to get fooled. All right, come back up. One more time. Come down. Whoa, wait, stop. Come back up. One more time. Come down. Hover. Come all the way back up. Excellent. All right, if you want to use something to hold on to, take that chair if you have one available, or you can be near a counter or anything you got to hold on to. If you don't need it, you don't need it. Just take a second and just bend your knees and straighten your legs. All right, lift up onto your toes and back down. We'll do the exact same thing again. I'm going to turn this way. Bend your knees. You can hold on if you need it. Straighten and then lift up onto your toes and back down. We're going to do that again. Little bend, little straighten. Your hands can be wherever feels comfortable for you if you're not holding on. Good. We're going to take one foot back, stretch into a little mini lunge. My front knee is bent. My back leg is stretching back. My heel's down on the floor. We're going to use this later. So I want you to just tune into it. Now, you can have shoulders over hips. I also want you to see what it's like to lean forward into it. Put more of your mass over that front leg. All right, let's step forward and try the other side. Step back, find that position. If you need to hold on, keep holding on. If you can let go, and bring shoulders over hips. You could also do this with arms up if you wanted to. See what happens when you shift your weight forward, leaning out kind of like a long diagonal from head to heel. And then come back up. Good. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this step. So I'm going to take one foot, tap the floor in front of me, tap the floor out to the side, and then to the back. All right, you can just come back around the same way. Tap, tap. Now, if you can do that with no hands, go for it. We're just going to keep going. If you can do it without touching the floor, maybe just the lightest little touch. Good. Doesn't matter if your leg is straight, if it has a bend in it, it doesn't have to be turned out, right? This isn't ballet class, even though it's a very ballet similar move. Good. And come down. We're going to do the other leg. You could just shift over and do the other leg if you're not holding on to anything, or you could turn around. Right? We're just doing that same tap, front, side, back, right? You keep going. Front. If you really want more challenge, do this looking a different direction, right? Turn your head. Change your focus every time you move your leg, right? This is only if you don't have a lot of trouble balancing on one foot. That's a way to make it harder. Let's go one more time. Look up. Or do it with your eyes closed. Right? There's always a way to make it a little harder. Good. All right, I want you to get over towards whatever you have in front of you. We're gonna do a little stretch for the upper body. Walk my legs back, my hands stay on it. I kind of bend over like an L. And you could let your head stretch through your arms a little bit. Find that sweet spot for you. Maybe I'm gonna lean back a little further. You can do this with bent knees, right? And then just round through your back, curving it up towards the ceiling. And one more time, reach it down. And then walk those feet back up towards this seat. And I want you to just shift over into one hip, kind of stretch out through that side, and then over to the other side. A lot of balance will start working through these hips. So I want you to just warm it up. One more. Okay, same kind of shifting. We're going to do it at the ankles, right? Actually, I'm going to take these socks off. So you want to shift over into the ankles on one side. So you can see I'm on the outside of one foot, on the inside of the other. And then I'm going to shift over the other side. So you go as much as feels okay for you, but I encourage you to do this a lot, because a lot of times when we get sprained ankles, because our bodies don't have the mobility to move a lot in this range, and then we get injured. So if we can do it in a safe environment, we can kind of build some mobility here, rocking back and forth. All right, same thing. I want you to just curl your toes up and then let them go. So I'm kind of doing it with my hands too, just curling up as if you're making a fist with your toes. One more. All right, now we're going to do peel the toes up, but not the ball of the foot. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this. I'm just peeling the toes up off the floor and let them come back down. Two more. One more. Good. Okay. So for the next little bit, I didn't say this at the beginning, but you're going to need a few things, some items around your house. I picked cans, but it could be cups, it could be water bottles, it could be little blocks your kids play with, I don't care. But you need 4 of them. So I'll give you a second. Go run grab 4 cans or something similar. It needs to be something you can see on the floor, and it'd be helpful if it doesn't get easily tipped over, because we're going to be moving them with our feet. So go grab that. I'll wait for you. And I'm going to set up my space. I'm still learning how to do this. I've got to say all this stuff at the beginning. Normally, right now, I would be teaching this class 3 times a week to people in the Litchfield County area in Connecticut. And I'm so sad I can't see all these people in person. So I'm glad I get to teach this here with you guys. And I hope you're enjoying it. All right. So you're going to put the cans in a diamond shape around you, and they can be fairly close to start. So imagine you're standing in the middle of a compass, and you've got a north and a south and an east and a west. All right. Now, for most of this, it is not going to matter if I'm saying north, if you're going south or east or west. It's mostly about doing all of them. And I know both my cameras are going opposite directions. So I'm really going to, if I say east and you go west, don't worry about it. It's mostly about just using these to help us balance on one foot. If you need something, have your chair nearby, then you've got it and you can do it. I'll show you some variations. If you don't need the chair, move it out of the way. So first thing you're going to do is choose one leg to stand on, all right? And just come on either to the balls of your foot, of your other foot, or see if you can take it off the ground. Now my hands tend to go like this when I'm trying to balance. You might feel more comfortable like this. You're going to touch that can that's in the front of you with your foot. We're not putting any weight, we're just touching it. And then I want you to do the same thing with the one out to the side. See if you can do the same thing with the one to the back. It might feel difficult because you kind of have to look down and then come back, and then see if you can touch the one to the other side. You could either cross your leg in front, or you could cross your leg in back. You could try both. And then come back. All right, same deal, other foot. Shift your weight over. If you're not able to float and tap the top, see what happens if you just drag your toes forward to touch it. And so you're kind of keeping the toes on the floor the whole time. That's a variation you could do. You could also still do this with that chair nearby, touching all the cans. All right, now with your foot, I want you to just move each can out. don't know, inch or two. Give yourself a little bit more space in here. This is actually a practice in itself, just moving these cans. I'm shifting weight foot to foot, moving it back. Same deal. Stand on one foot, tap each can. Doesn't matter what order. Doesn't matter what you do with your hands. If you wobble and put a foot down, don't worry about it. Try all of them and then shift over to the other foot. Try all of them. Good. We're going to do it again. So push that can away from you, maybe another inch or two. So if you are really have a great balance right now and you're just looking for a challenge, go for it and push it further away, right? We're going to do maybe one more round. So now try to tap each spot. Again, you could be doing this with the chair holding on. All right, try it with the other foot. Okay, one more time, moving these away if you can do it. If you were having trouble reaching it then I just want you to do another round like that. But if you can, push that can away. Yep. And then try tapping. Maybe you'll have trouble this time, that's okay. Notice that when I get really far away, you might see I'm counterbalancing myself by leaning the opposite direction to where my foot's going. That'll help you. And that's part of the reason why we were warming up our ankles there. All right, let's switch over to the other leg if you haven't done it already. Reach, 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 crisscross, front or back, doesn't matter. Back. Good. Excellent. All right, we're going to use these cans in our tightrope walk. So I've got the cans marking out the space. I'm going to stand in between two cans and imagine that that's my tightrope walk. Doesn't matter which one you choose out of the four. I'm just going to walk heel toe towards that can. You don't have a lot of space. Then I'm going to see if I can bend down. I'm bending my knees. I'm reaching with one of my hands. I'm going to see if I can touch the can. And then I'm going to step over it. And then I'm in the next spot. Heel toe, tightrope walking. As you get up to the next can, you can reach down. Maybe you remember which hand you reach with. Try with both. And come back and step over. All right, we're going to do that all the way around. So if you need to use something, I would suggest that you stay between the same two. That way you can have your chair the whole time. So if I need that chair to help me, I'm going to tap the floor. Then I'm going to just turn myself around or tap the can, and then I'm going to come back. I've still got something to help me. All right, if this is easy for you, then I want to challenge you to try a version where you tap the can, maybe a foot comes off the ground. I call this my elephant reach and come around. You do not have to do that. That's an advanced level version. You walk up to the can as you reach forward. Doesn't matter which hand, which leg. One leg kind of comes up off the ground and levers you forward. All right? One more time, maybe. And come back. All right, so we're going to do a similar kind of thing. We're going to be sideways. So I'm going to step over the can. We did this a little bit last week. And come back. And then over and back. Same can. I'm stepping over and back. I want you to try to pick both feet up and over. So one doesn't cheat and go behind the backside. Hands could be anywhere you want to. You could be holding on. If this is easy, lift your head up, maybe even look up, or see what it's like as if you turn your head side to side. Good. One more. Nice. All right, we're going to come back into in the center of our can setup. On that lunge that we did earlier, right, where we were here, we're going to do this from the center of our space. So you've got marks in the front, back, side to side. So we're going to go in those in-between spaces. So kind of like northwest or northeast, whatever. So I'm going to take one foot. I'm going to step it out and I'm gonna land on the floor and go into that little lunge, but my back heel is not coming off the floor. I'm gonna shift my weight forward over that leg, and then I'm gonna come back, both feet on the ground. Same thing with this other leg. Step it out, and then come back. So my cans kind of serve as a marker. Let's do that again for where I'm aiming. If you can't step that wide, don't worry about it, and come back. One more time. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing to those back, that southeast, southwest direction. So I'm gonna step back. My back knee, the leg that moved bends. The front leg stays straight. Feels kind of strange. Then step back up. Same thing, other side. So I'm gonna just turn so you can see what that looks like here. So I'm stepping back, bending that leg that I moved, and come back. One more time each way. If moving backwards feels uncomfortable to you, you can do these forwards again. And remember, you could also still be doing this, holding on to that chair, right? So we're gonna do another round, forward and back. If you want more, then I want you to, as you're coming back and pushing off, see if you can not touch the ground, right? So maybe I can go back and come back and not touch the ground. Do that again. This is just an option. You can always tap it down. Just challenging that push off, right? We're gathering our balance from movement. Set that foot down, same thing other side. Reach it out and come back, either toes, just gently tap, or the whole foot, or nothing. Out and back. Two more. One more. Good. All right, the last couple of weeks we've been doing a little kind of step touch motion. We're going side to side. So since we're inside these cans, we're going to keep using them as markers. And our step touch is going to go out in those northwest, northeast directions. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to kind of angle this way. I'm just going to step out and step back in. Just do that a couple times. Same movement we did before. In the other weeks. If you weren't here in other weeks, I'm just shifting weight side to side. This is something that I could do keeping my foot floating if I wanted to, or having the foot on the floor. Again, you could also be doing this with the chair. You might not be able to move quite as far, or you could turn towards the chair or the countertop to allow you to touch. Okay, next time you come to the middle, stop for a second. I want you to do the same thing out to this other angle. Out and back. Just getting that feeling of practice out and back. Good. Nice. Come back in. Now, we're going to take this around the whole leg. So instead of going one diagonal and then stopping and then using the other foot, I'm going to step out with the same leg out into that angle every time. So for me, this is my right leg. Doesn't really matter as long as it's the same one. So I'm going to step out to the right. Then I'm going to come back into the middle. I'm going to turn just a little bit. So I can step out to the right again to be in a different slot and come in. And then I'm going to go to that southeast corner. And then come back. And then southwest corner. All right, let's do that one more time. So it's always my right leg, and I'm kind of angling around in a little bit of a circle, like spokes coming out of the wheel. I'm always coming back to the middle. One more. Okay, pause for a second. We're going to do that same circle the other direction. So now for me, it's going to be my left leg stepping out, and it'll do that all the way around. All right, so we'll just step out and come back in. So if this is easy for you, go ahead and go for it. See if you can float the leg or really fly your arms coming back. You can do anything you want to. If you're still working on it, just stick with that foot on the floor, have hands close. You can let your arms move however you want to, right? Nobody's watching, except me. Good. All right, come back. All right, one more little move that we're going to do, then we're going to put it all together in our sequence, is I had to ask my son. I have a son who's a tap dancer, and had to ask him, what's this move called? It's kind of like a little pivot step, or a little bit like a paddle turn. So I'm going to step forward one foot towards my north can, not that far, and I'm just going to turn myself a quarter turn. And then I'll use that same leg and step towards the one that's on the east, quarter turn, one that's on the south, quarter turn. One that's on the west, quarter turn, and come back. We're gonna do the same thing with the other side. So I'm just tapping out and turning myself a quarter turn all the way around. Good. Okay, let's go back to the other leg. I'm gonna add a little something onto the end. So we're gonna step forward and a little quarter turn, and side, yep, back. After this last one, see if you can keep this leg floating. Bring it in, find your balance, and then put that leg down. Same thing, other leg, stepping forward, side, back, side, and then see if you can bring that leg and balance and bring it down. All right, so we're gonna put all these together. We're gonna start with our little step touches that go around. All right, we'll do 4 to all the directions. Then we're gonna do our little lunge out. I like to kind of reach out. See if I can come to my balance, do the same leg back. And come back, we'll do the other leg. Reach out, come back to balance, reach out. Step on it, then we've got our little like pivot turns. Little quarter, 2, 3, 4, so you can kind of balance and hold. And then same thing, other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. All right? Now, nobody can see you, so none of this matters if you mess it up. Don't worry, I'll probably mess it up too. It's really just a matter of finding some way of creatively moving your body, finding our balance, changing directions, changing our facing, shifting from foot to foot. That's what it's all about. So if my little phrase of choreography doesn't work for you, feel free to freestyle, make up your own. Also, if you're at home and you've got some music and you want to turn it up and dance to that, go for it. I've been singing to music in my head. Feel free. All right, here we go. We're going to stand in the center of your diamond. We're going to start with those step touches out to all the diagonals. Here we go. Reach out and come back in. Good. Just go with it. If my beat doesn't match yours, that's fine. You can go to your own beat. Come back. We're going to reach out in that little lunge. Reach out. And then see if you can come back and hold it. Reach out in the back diagonal. Anything you want to do with your arms. Come back and hold it. And then put that foot down. Other leg, forward diagonal. Lunge out. And it doesn't have to be as big as mine. And to the back diagonal. Or it might be bigger. And come back. All right, put that foot down. Our little pivot turn, stepping forward and turn. Side. Back. Side. See if you can hold the balance. If you're really feeling it, move that leg around. Good. Let's do the other foot for that pivot turn. Forward. Side. Back. Side. Find your balance and hold it. Let it go. Let's do all that again. Let's start with our step touch. Here we go. Out and back and other diagonal and back. Good. Feel free to let those arms go. Do whatever you want to with your legs. Good. Reach out in that lunge and then bring it back. Hold it. Reach out in that lunge and bring it back. Oh, I should have gone to the back. See, I messed it up. That's all right. We'll just make it up. Reach to the back and come back. One more time back. Okay, now let's do the other leg. Here we go. Forward. Well, we did 2. We might as well do 2 again. Let's go forward again. And come back. Let's go to the back. Reach. Oops. And up. One more. Shift the weight back. And put that foot down. Our little pivot turn. Last thing. Turn. Feel free to freestyle with your hands. Do whatever you want to. Come back. Hover. Balance. If you really want to challenge, close your eyes. See what happens. All right, let's do the other leg. Put that foot down. Here we go. Little pivot. 2, 3, 4. Hold and balance. Maybe close your eyes. Good. Both feet down. Take a big breath in. Reach your arms up. Exhale. Let the hands come down. Bend your knees around yourself. Let yourself slide down your legs. You could stop right here. You could go further. You might be able to go hang your arms down. Do what's comfortable for you. You could also do this seated if you're feeling tired. And then roll all the way up to the top. Put one arm forward, one arm back, open out a little twist. And then go the other side. Open it up. Hands come together at the front, press forward, round your back, drop your head, knees bend, kind of like a question mark shape. And then open up, hands back behind your back. You could just roll the chest open, or the hands might lift off your back. And let it go. One of my favorites, I want you to take one hand, bring it back behind your back, whichever side that is. So for me, that's my left arm back. I'm going to let my right ear drop towards my right shoulder. And then bring it back up. Same hand position, turn and look to that direction. So I'm looking to the right and my left arm's behind me. And then let that chin drop down towards your collarbone. If you wanted to, that hand on that side, my right hand could go on top of my head. I'm not pulling it, I'm just letting it, the weight of my hand come down on top of it. And then let that go. Let's do the same thing the other side. So the other hand goes behind the back. And start with a little tilt, ear towards the shoulder. Just try to find some length along that side. Come up to the top, turn and look. And then chin down to the collarbones. You're still looking that direction, but just kind of dropping down. Maybe the hand comes up. And let it go. Sure, shoulder circles back. And you are done for the day. I want you to know that I'm going to do more of these. We have a partnership with the Quick Center at Fairfield University. I'm teaching this class. I mean, the movements will be different, but the same class Tuesday at 11. You can go to the Quick Center website to find out how to get a link to it. And this week we're also doing quick sessions with our artistic directors. Some of you might have seen with Jacob's Pillow last night, we did a streaming of Branches, which premiered there, and a talk with artistic directors, Matt and Renee, and sound designer, David Van Tegum. We're going to be doing something similar with the Quick Center with some history of Pilobolus. You'll get to see some vintage footage, and it's a 3-part series. That happens on Thursdays at 4 o'clock. It's kind of a happy hour time. That is also at the Quick Center website. If you haven't yet seen, you can go to pilobolus.org and see a couple of pieces that we've posted for you. Gnomon, actually last year's Joyce performance of Gnomon is on there. And also we have Ben's admonition, so you can see. We're doing stuff all the time, so check back here on social media. Please feel free to share this. We try to post these and keep them up, especially the Facebook ones, they stay. So if you have somebody who would benefit from this class and didn't get to see it live, then, let them know they can see it anytime. I'm seeing a few friends here. Oh my gosh, some people from forever ago. Hi, Chris Eckenroth, college friends. And I'm so glad. Thanks so much for being here. Let us know if you ever need anything or want anything. We can try to oblige. Have a wonderful Friday wherever you are. Take care, and see you soon.